Здравейте! Добре дошли в канала. Надявам се, че сте добре. Аз се казвам Ramon. Аз работя като фотограф. YouTube, que lo que mi gente, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. In today's episode, I have an interview with a fellow photographer from New York City, where we're going to be talking about the image processing and the story behind one of our photos that we have taken. And I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit the like button, and leave a comment down below. I hope you guys enjoy. See you guys later. YouTube, que lo que mi gente. I hope you guys are all doing well. We're here today with a special episode. Today, I'm gonna bring along one of my special friends, somebody that has taught me the beginning of photography. Let's welcome to the stage, Franklin Liranzo.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for having me on your platform, and thank you to all the viewers for tuning in.
Today, we're gonna be revealing an image that we're gonna be sharing with one another. We're gonna tell the behind the scene story on how we capture it and why we like it so much. Here's my guest. I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna sell it. Okay. First image that I'm going to talk about is of a professional dancer who was here in New York City, and that day I decided to use smoke grenades for the first time. To make this image happen, there was a lot of moving parts. One, we needed a dress that could potentially be ruined by smoke. Since I've never used it before, I did not know what to expect. And being that professional dancers spend a lot of money on their dance costumes, I couldn't risk the fact of probably damaging one of hers. I had 3 assistants. It was a 3-light setup, and I found this abandoned train tracks in a park in New York City. Yeah. And I absolutely love the way the photos came out, particularly this one. It showcased her beauty, her talent, and the drama behind a dancer.
So I'm gonna go to one of the beginnings when you were showing me photography. I don't know if you remember this one. It's with the 2 kids. They're running around. So
this is at the Oculus in New York City.
Yeah, as I developed as a photographer, falling in love even more with street photography. Now I resonate more to this with this photo. When I captured the moment, I was like, it's very simplistic, but then again, it's like there's a lot going on. There's kids playing around and this leading lines all over the place. At the time, I was not really understanding it, but there was something capturing me to this image. And as I develop my skills, I see that because of the leading lines, and you see that the kids are playing around, that interaction between them two, it hits home to me.
Let's go into changing it up a bit. Talking about the black and white beauty shot of this Dominican/Italian model. With a big afro, with a big exact. And tying into what Ramon said about keeping it simple, at one point in my career, I went from using so many lights, and I wanted to change it up and come back to either just 1 or 2 lights max. And this is a prime example of that. The main light was a 22 beauty dish, white coated with a grid, so that that way I could keep the light mostly on her face and not spreading around. And then I used a small flash behind her, just create a little bit of separation from the background, which you can see the highlights on the hair. And why I like this photo so much is because of that, simple lighting, simple pose. I believe this was the 3rd shot when we started the photo shoot, and I said, we already have it. And what I wanted to pass to people from this photo is working with a professional hair and makeup artist will make your job so much easier, because Rosario Manella, which is the hair and makeup artist behind this photo, did such a great job with the makeup on her face and the hair that, just like Ramon said earlier, I didn't really have to do a lot in post-process. Just simply turn it black and white, take out a few blemishes from her skin, and done.
So let's get into my photo. We decided to go to the Met Museum because I felt that there was a lot of architecture there. I could place her and she will pop out. At the time, I used my Sony, and I used a vintage lens. And if you know about vintage lenses, is that each vintage lens that you buy or you use, they have a different characteristic. The one I used here was a 50 millimeter Minolta 1.7. It really smoothed out the background, smoothed out her skin. In terms of editing, I didn't do no type of editing. The reason I'm drawn to this photo is because back to the basics, leading lines. I use the architecture, as you see from the background. It leads straight to her without cutting her out. And then just the skin and her posture. I like the fact that it matches with the yellow with the constant light from the background. But what draws me most to this image is the flawless of the characteristic of the lens itself on the skin.
Okay, now let's go back to a self-portrait. Now, self-portraiture can be very difficult, especially, again, if you're doing it by yourself. If you find yourself in the middle of nowhere with no assistant, it can be very tricky. You need to know where to position the focus point and hoping that by the time you get to that place in the photo or in the location that the camera will actually pick you up. This was shot at 12 Apostles in Australia, which is roughly a 4 to 6 hour drive from Melbourne. But this photo I'm super proud of because I use an 85, which is a little bit of a telezoom. But needless to say, I set the camera's internal intervalometer to take one photo every 5 seconds for a total of 30 frames. And the camera took about a good 8 photos before I got into position. I got in there and then I had to use timing. Sometimes I could see when the camera was taking the photo. So then I would have to count to 4 and by 5 create the action. And this is one of the resulting shots from, and I love the drama of the sky. And we got up at 6 in the morning so that we could go here. Otherwise, there would have been a lot of tourists in this spot, which it happened 1 hour into the photo shoot.
All right, so we're almost ending. I'm gonna take it back to Bulgaria. I took the shots. This photo right here is from Vitosha mountain, which is a mountain near Sofia. And this photo right here is a composite of 5 different photos. This was not taken with one single frame. It was taken with 5 different frames. And this was taken with the 100 to 400 GM. This is why I love this lens. But even with the 100 to 400 lens was not enough to capture this photo right here. I had to put the camera, the A7R III, into APS-C mode, meaning that I had to crop in even furthermore, where I lose further resolution from 42 megapixels to 18.5 megapixels. So you're losing a little bit of resolution, but it was so worth it because I got even closer to Vitosha mountain. I was able to capture the drama that was taking place with the low clouds, high clouds, all type of clouds was going on. And my objectives, when I saw the photo, I was like, I only see that little pointing stuff sticking out, and I want this drama surrounding it. And that when I went to post-processing, post-process the image, that was what I was thinking about.
I just want to add before we wrap things up that I find it pretty interesting how we did not rehearse this, we did not script this. It's just really just speaking from our hearts and what we think.
Man, I appreciate you, and I wish that we could have done this in person. Guys, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the bell notification, leave a comment down below what you really like about this collaboration with Franklin and I, what image took it home for you. But make sure you guys follow Franklin. He also has a YouTube channel where he displays his behind the scenes of taking photos. He does some tech reviews, but he mainly takes you behind the scenes. He gives you the ins and out from his perspective of photography. Make sure you guys also follow him on Instagram because he has an amazing Instagram account. Thank you so much, Franklin.
Looking forward to that. Thank you.